Good evening, everybody, and welcome to Checkered Flag e-streaming. Yes, it's Saturday night, and that means only one thing. It's time for the Aussie Outlaws series. We are here tonight at the Paperclips. Yes, we are here at Martinsville, and we are going to find out who is going to earn themselves a grandfather clock for tonight. I'm, as ever, Mr. Carl Wilkinson with you up here in the booth, joined by Mr. Mark Johansson. Mark, how you going, buddy?
Yeah, good, mate. I don't know about the grandfather clock, but we'll see what happens there. Yeah, so it's going to be an interesting night, a bit of a smallish field tonight. Some of these blokes don't want to do back-to-back little paper clips and long races, but we still have a decent field out there.
Absolutely, and I'm thinking, you know, what we could do is just strap a watch onto, let's say, Brett Campbell and give him away at the end of the race, and that's a grandfather clock, so that works out just fine.
Well, he is a grandfather, so we can work there. Or the other person,
it's a good plan.
Yeah, or the other person we can give away is Norman Clark there on screen right at the moment.
Absolutely, yeah. We just have to remember to strap a nice little timepiece onto him. But other than that, it's going to be a slightly smaller field tonight. But that's not necessarily a bad thing at Martinsville. Lots of good racing at this very short little track, 0.85 of a kilometre. Very, very tiny track. Very easy to make mistakes here. But you do get quite a lot of speed going on. Looking at the weather at the moment, it's 35-degree track temperature as well, and that's quite warm out here tonight. That's going to play into this race a fair bit and could well cause a couple of people a little bit of mischief as the race goes on.
Yeah, definitely. And look, I've got to apologise to our viewers, and I will mention it again a little bit later. I'm having some internet problems at the moment, and it's very jumpy. So if we do lose things tonight, I do apologise, but we will rectify them. Good old Telstra.
Yes, good old Australian internet, the finest internet in the third world. It is doing its job as always. But well, drivers out there at the moment just doing some qualifying laps. At the moment, it's the returning Joshua Carroll-Walden up there on pole position, and that's a driver to look out for tonight. He is very, very good around this track. Of course, last time out at Richmond, we saw Stevie Dubb taking the victory, and that's got him locked on into the chase aspect of things. In the regular season championship standings, it's Carl Needler still leading with a 112-point advantage over Luke Yeager, 70 points behind. Mark Smith sits in 10th, 40 points back, with Gemini Curves in 11th, 38 points down. Justin Allen, Wayne Van Billion, and Brett Campbell, and Tristan Koch in 15th position. But all of those positions are so crucial just to get into that little spot. If you can get yourself a win, that is ideal. But if you can get some of those points under your belt, you could well find yourself in with a chance in the championship.
Yeah, definitely right, Carl. Definitely a great race. The thing tonight is, are we going to see our first repeat race winner, or are we going to see another winner out of 8 rounds for 8 winners?
Absolutely, yeah. It's been some fantastic stuff this season. 7 separate winners in this season, and that is just showing how competitive the field is. And the switch to open setups has really changed things up, as well as a few drivers have really come forward with some very strong cars, and other people have just been struggling to get it absolutely perfect. But once they've got it switched on, they are very quick indeed. And well, not in pole position, but in third position, Carl Needler has got some pace out there tonight. He could well be one of those drivers that has the pace to take it to victory lane. We've seen him take pole a few times, but tonight, not the night. He's down in third position. What we might do, though, is run through the starting grid for tonight's race, as they all line up here on the grid 2 by 2. And up front for Latari, it's Joshua Carroll-Walden taking pole position with Stevie Dubb on the outside. Row number 2, we have Carl Needler and Wayne Van Billion, the 2 teammates there on the second row. Row number 3, sorry, excuse me, we have Tom Williams and Luke Yeager. On the 4th row, it is a valve lockout with Norman Clark and Scott Lefevre. Jamie Leanne Curvis and Mark Smith make up row number 5. Row number 6, we've got Jared Williams and Tristan Koch. On the 7th row is Justin Allen and Brett Campbell. And rounding out the field tonight, we've got Gary Wellman and Adam Tice. 16 cars out here tonight, racing on this very tricky little track. And you only need one car to have a good race. We've got 16 here tonight, so we should be in for a treat, Mark.
Yeah, definitely should be. And we seen last week Stevie Dubb down at Richmond really get the pressure away and really take off from everyone. No SRM cars in the field tonight, so that's unfortunate. And plenty of Valve Esports cars there, as you can see, 5 of them, and they are actually missing one. Chris Purnell can't make it tonight. He's done an injury to himself this morning, servicing the real car. So unfortunately, he's going to miss out.
Get well soon, Chris, and hopefully that injury is quick to recover. Never fun working on. See, this is why you need to do virtual motorsport mechanicking, because you're less likely to get injured in the virtual world. Not completely safe, but far less likely to end up with a big nasty cut or a nasty bruise or breaking something inside of a car.
Yeah, definitely. And as we can see, 400 laps here tonight at the paperclip. So it's going to be a long old race. Let's hope we do see plenty of green flag racing tonight.
Yeah, absolutely. If we get green flag from start to finish, it will be over in a heartbeat. It does go by quickly here, only a 20-ish second lap to get yourself around. So those laps do tick down quite quickly. But if we see the caution flags flying, it could really hamper the pace of tonight's race. With such a small field, though, it does mean there's less chance of that caution flag flying. So we should be in store for a good green flag race here. And if you've never had green flag short track racing, you're in for a treat. You can get some really exciting stuff happening as they come around for their second pace lap behind the pace car at the moment. Of course, on the short tracks, you do an extra lap just to allow for a bit of extra heat in those tyres and brakes. And what the drivers are doing right now is just dragging the brake a little bit. They'll accelerate, they'll brake, they will keep their foot on the brake as well, trying to get a little bit more heat soak through the tyre, through the body of the tyre rather than the carcass. All important little things to do on a short track just to get yourself warmed up. And you want those brakes nice and warm as well going into that first corner, because it's so easy to lock them up when they're cold. Pace car is peeling into the lane now, and it's going to be Joshua Carroll-Walden for Natari returning to the series after his sojourn into Asia on pole position with Stevie Dubb on the outside. It's round number 8 of the Lucas Oils 2024 Aussie Outlaws season, and we are go.
Yeah, great start there by both Williams and JCW. But JCW's been able to get the run on the inside and take the lead at the moment.
A good start for JCW. He's gotten away nicely. So have the rest of the pack. There's a couple of two-wide little actions going on as Mark Smith just gets caught. Just catches one of the Valve cars as well. Jamie Nankervis just gives him a little hit. And they catch Brett Campbell. And around goes Jamie Nankervis and Brett Campbell. And the caution flag is out.
Wow, that did not take long tonight.
That all started with Mark Smith just getting a little bit sideways on the exit of the corner. He had a little moment going into the corner. He's just had a little bit of a hit from Jamie Nankervis, I think, who just caught him under braking. Those two have made a little bit secondary contact, and that's sent Jamie unsettled, made contact with Brett Campbell, and then all things have gone wrong in the background for Nankervis and Campbell.
Yeah, just having a look at the replay, you're 100% right, Carl. Jamie just got into the back of Smith, and that's unsettled him. And, yeah, Jamie's been bumped and bashed and, yeah, seen him around. And unfortunate for both Campbell and Nankervis, a little bit of damage to their cars.
yeah, hopefully not too much damage. Of course, aero sorry, excuse me. Aero damage, not really a big major concern on a short track like this, but you don't want to damage the cooling. If you've got radiator damage, that can be a real hassle for the race, and that can leave you in an unenviable spot. The other thing as well is with that spin, we'll have just heated up those tyres and just taken them out of the operating temperatures, just made them a little bit less compliant laterally in the race. So that can be really frustrating. You don't want to change the tyres this early due to the fact you've got limited sets, only 8 sets for the race. So you might just keep on those tyres, but they're not going to be the same. They're not going to work as well in this stage of the race. So you can be left just a little bit off kilter with that. Of course, what it does do is it allows people to come in just for a quick splash of fuel or a couple of quick repairs. But the main thing is going to be a fuel splash, I think, for some of these cars that have come down the lane, just to give them a little bit more of a window. If we do get this big, long green flag period, it will just allow them to have a little bit more wiggle room and possibly save them a extra stop later in the race. It could just help them that tiny little bit.
Yeah, definitely. It's not a lot of fuel that'll get into the car, but it's still enough to get just a little bit extra. And we can see Adam Turris have a little bit of a net problem too. Seems like, Carl, it's a night for technical issues on the world of sim, because this pitch is not getting any better.
No, it is. A couple of issues. Adam Tice, it just looked like the car went straight on, so possibly a malfunction with his rig, or some kind of technical failure, unfortunately for Adam Tice, and that is always a frustrating thing to have happen, and that could be him out of the race.
We'll stay with the lead cars here because pace car lights are out, so we'll see how we go from here.
As the pace car peels into the lane, we are going to get underway again. Joshua Carroll-Walton now into the restart zone. It's his choice where he goes. Once he gets here, when will he go? He goes nice and early and catches everybody sleeping. A very nice start there from Carroll-Walton. Good start by Carl Needler as well, and that's got him underneath Stevie Dubb. Could this be the opportunity he needs to jump himself ahead of that DPR car?
You see here the battle really heating up between Williams and Needler. Needler's just can't get it down inside underneath. Stevie Williams fights back on the outside. So some great battles going to be here tonight, and it's just unfortunate. Just the internet he's playing up.
We are giving these technical issues just to make our lives a little bit harder, but Needler doing a good job of just pushing Stevie Dubb up the track a little bit, and that's unsettled him enough so he can get past up into second place. Stevie Dubb getting past for that second place, and up goes Carl Needler. A nice little job there, nice overtake, and he did exactly what I was going to say, but he runs a bit wide, and that's going to give Stevie Dubb an opportunity for a run here. Can't give Stevie Dubb a sniff of blood in the water. If he smells any weakness behind you, he will take advantage of that. Am I muted?